What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another Love After Lockup video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the dysfunctional relationship, or shall I say toxic relationship, of Lacey and Antoine. But before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel. Now, the first angle that we're going to tackle when it comes to their very unsettling relationship is, well, the trust issues. But it's crazy though, because really and truly, when we look at the show Love After Lockup, none of us really look at any of the couples thinking that it's going to work. I mean, sometimes you get the ones that do work, but when it comes to Antoine and Lacey, well, these two just have issues after issues. So hey, let's get into the first clip and yeah.
We talking about some dumb. What's up with this, fool? I know you wrote that. Check the handwriting on it, man. That's you. Trying to act like another bitch. When I was in the hole, I got a letter from some random name like Ariana Lopez or something.
I'm 26 with a booty. Definitely write me if you're single.
Let me see if I have one of your letters. I might have thrown them all away, though. Hang on one sec. I knew it was a setup from the jump. Like, it came off hella aggressive, you know what I mean? Like, do you have a girlfriend? Do you want one? I want just laying it on hella hard, you know? Like, so that was already like a red flag, you know what I mean? And then I had my people look it up on Facebook, see if it was a real person from that area. Because she gave me a description of what she looked like. It's a grocery list. And I checked the handwriting, you know what I mean? I held up Lacey's letters, and it was like the handwriting was exactly the same.
You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, when my man sussed out that it was Lacey pretending to be another chick by noticing her handwriting, I said to myself, this is a guy that has been playing the game for too long. I mean, listen, I wouldn't even think to even compare the handwriting, because the fact is, it's not like they've been together for that long, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, when it comes to Lacey and Antoine's mom, yes, they're friends and whatnot, but obviously her relationship with Antoine, you know, you wouldn't have thought it would have got to the stage where he would have been able to identify that the handwriting just looks suspect. And to be honest with you, I'm watching, I'm thinking the only reason why he picked up on that is purely because this is a guy that has been doing the dirty deed since God knows when to all the females he's always been with. But this is the thing though, showing that the fact that she has such strong trust issues for him, that she decided to actually forge a letter that from another, pretending to be another woman while he's in prison to try and trick him. That is a different type of low, and just screams, why the hell are you still here? Why have you not left him? Why are you still even entertaining him? You know what I mean? And you'd think for a woman who's 30 years of age, dating a man, I believe he's 29, you think she'd have a maturity level that says, you know what, I don't ever want to mess with anyone that's going to give me some type of BS. But no, she obviously likes that toxic energy, which is why she's in it. And clearly she has lacked that development of maturity, because in the reality of things, anyone with a brain or anyone with morals would have definitely never entertained a guy like Antoine if they're going to not trust him because of his, I guess, his track record. But hey, that's just one scene based on their trust issues. Let's see what else we can dive into in terms of their dysfunctional relationship.
Giving me attitude all day.
I was gonna bring it up later. We're fighting now. I might as well bring it up now. Yeah, that's out of pocket, man.
Out of pocket?
Yeah, what the
You know what's out of pocket? Since the second you get out, you act like an ass. You've been ungrateful. You've been disrespectful. You don't even know how good you have it.
Like I said, I ain't doing nothing wrong, so I don't really give
I feel like you wanted to use the letter as a get out of jail card and not take accountability of how rude he was all day.
You know what? Sometimes I'm just like, just miss me with the BS. I mean, listen, it's funny how the word accountability is being used, or accountable is being used, because why be with someone that you got to trick to take accountability? I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. Let's talk about Antoine's attitude. He is absolutely disgustingly rude. I generally feel like he has no respect for females because of the way he always is. Or it's just a matter of where he just doesn't have respect for nobody. But to be honest with you, based on the fact that he can't stick to one woman, I mean, listen, that's something that we're going to obviously reveal throughout the episode. It tells me that he has a very low level of respect for females, if you ask me. That's why he's so rude, so conniving, and just a dick. You know what I mean? In a nutshell. But the matter of fact is, though, she cannot use this. She cannot say that he's using this as a way to avoid accountability, because, you see, she's done something that is wrong. And you can't hold someone accountable or hold someone in any kind of content if you've done something that wasn't proper, that wasn't done in the right way. You done something in the wrong way. So to be honest with you, she doesn't even have a leg to stand on. And this is why their relationship is just a freaking disaster. And honestly, it's just crazy because this is just one of the couples from the series itself, in particular, Love After Lockup. And believe me when I tell you, it is kind of hard to really pick up which couple is the most messed up one. But anyway, we're here with Lacey and Antoine for right now. So let's proceed with some more clips of how things have gone throughout the season with these two and their very dysfunctional relationship in terms of Antoine's behavior and, of course, Lacey's trust issues, which are understandable, but also understandable to why she should have just broke up with him way back. But hey, let's get into it.
I'm gonna post up right here.
Perfect.
I don't got no conversation for you,
Perfect.
honestly. Yeah, so you didn't catch me slipping like you thought you was gonna. What was your, what do you want to accomplish by doing this? You're just ignoring me now?
I don't give a just like you.
Okay. To be honest with you, it's actually more comfortable out here anyway. Me slipping, man. I didn't take the bait, though.
Would you ever be honest with Lacey cheat on her?
No, I would never tell Lacey if I cheated on her. Even if I got caught, I'd still deny it.
Don't you just love to hear it? Even if she caught me, I still would have just denied it. You don't want to catch me slipping. But this is the thing. This is a guy that's been doing it for way too long. It's just comical. But hey, man, let's move on to the next point. I just had to show that scene because, god damn, this guy, his arrogance is just, boy, yeah.
I'm enjoying because that's my problem. If I get bored, you know, I mean, that's where I go back to certain ways.
But it's not gonna be just a take. I'm gonna run up in your house, act however the I want, have you take me here and expect me to put your name, take you to do all these nice things to help you get comfortable. And I could very well be like, what the are you gonna do for me? I've been holding you down. I've been sending you money. I've been making sure you feel special just for you to come in and take over. Like, first few dollars you spend is on some cheesy ass, ugly ass tattoo on your face. Don't you think I could probably find somebody who would actually appreciate like my good deeds instead of like just expecting more and be more and more patient with your ass? Mm-hmm. Okay, just checking.
Let me know how that works out for you.
You know, the reason I have to laugh is because this guy infuriates me. Because, you know, when you're watching the scene and you're just like, okay, she's going in. She's making some decent points here and there. Let's see how he's going to react. Maybe he's going to realize that he might be messing something up that is potentially good for him. But then, boom, man is like, let me know how that goes for you. The way he just doesn't care. The guy lives on edge. He lives a life where he's like, listen, at the end of the day, people come and go. If you're going to stay, you're going to stay. If you're not, you're not. But understand this, if you stay, I ain't going to change my ways. I'm going to be exactly how I want to be because, well, I'm Antoine and that's what that matters to me. How everyone else wants to behave, that's a them problem. And you know what, though? Sometimes it's an attitude that is worth having if it's going to be something that's going to benefit you in the right way. But the attitude he has isn't going to benefit me in the right way. It's going to benefit him in a way where he's going to probably end up going back where is that exactly where he just came from, and that's jail. You know what I mean? But hey, maybe he enjoys that lifestyle, because there's a lot of people out there who love to, you know, reoffend and love to keep going in and out because, well, they feel like life is better for them in there rather than on the real world, because when they come outside, the real world is very, very challenging place. But to be honest with you, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I just think that this guy has no respect for women, and I just think he's just a complete dick, you know? But boy, but this is the thing though. We know she's already gone through the stage of trust issues with him, which are obviously still there. She obviously tried to test him. He then also confronted her. But the matter of the fact is, just her testing him alone was a reason for her to leave him. And then obviously the way he was another reason for her to leave him. And to be fair, even a reason for him to leave her. And then of course at the same time here, he's giving that response. She should just get up and say, you know what, I'm done. But no, she's going to stick around because it's very evident that he doesn't care whether she stays or goes, unless he does care, but he's just doing that manipulation because, of course, nowadays, there are a lot of people in relationships where they literally play the manipulating game all the time. All they want to do is basically mentally mess up the person that they're with, which is so sad and so damaging because there's so many men and women out here who walk around terrified about going into a relationship because they don't know if they're going to be in a relationship with someone who's a psychopath or someone that is generally a nice person. And more or less, it's usually someone that is just psychopath or unhinged in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Trust me, I know. But anyway, with that being said though, let's proceed.
You just said you to my face.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Watch out.
You.
You know you're hurting my sister's feelings right now. Do you give a
I believe I do, yeah. My bad.
You my baby sister over and we're gonna have problems. You got it?
Yeah.
And I mean that with everything in me.
I felt like you guys were attacking me right now.
The fact of the matter is you just hurt her. Why don't you say baby? I didn't mean to make it feel like that.
No.
Why?
I didn't do nothing.
Don't you just love and enjoy how Antoine never does anything wrong? In his mind, he's just like, I did nothing wrong though. That's it. It's crazy how naive he is, you know? But the fact is, sometimes in life, it's not even about whether you've done something wrong or not. Sometimes it's just about understanding the person you're in a relationship with, understanding that they have a perspective that you are behaving this way. Now, at that point, you've got a choice to either voice yourself respectfully to say that your perspective is a little bit off, or to maybe reflect on their perspective on you and see, have I done anything that's really that's allowed them to project this energy towards me? And if I have, well then the best thing that I can do for myself is to try and see if I can change that perspective. If I do feel like maybe, you know, I am in the wrong. But the fact is though, Antoine doesn't have those abilities. And sadly, Lacey doesn't even have the abilities to understand that he's never going to change. And this is the problem. They're both in the wrong for being together. It doesn't matter how much damage Antoine does, they're both still in the wrong when it comes to, you know, being together, because at the end of the day, this guy's made it abundantly clear, like, you can leave all you like because I'm going to have other women ready for me at any given time. And the matter of fact is he probably has. But hey, keep going, man. This is, boy, man, it's just the thing. This is just one of the couples from the show. But yeah.
Oh, honey.
When I was growing up, my dad, he was locked up.
I missed you.
It's good to see you. He used to sell drugs. So, like, I live with my mom. You know, I've just always been a mama's boy. Like, my mom even will tell you, like, I'm her favorite kid, you know, like.
You see, that's something that I found very interesting, because I said to myself, well, if your mom was your only parent, your best friend, a lot of people that I know that are mama's boys are very respectful to women. I'm not saying they don't cheat. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying they don't do a little bit of madness here and there, but they wouldn't be behaving to his extent of where he's just flat out rude. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because, of course, even though his mum raised him, he still ended up being like his father. Because obviously he explains that his father was in jail for obviously selling the substance, if you dig what I'm saying. Now also he's then end up in jail too. It is quite crazy though, isn't it? How like you can be raised by one parent but still turn out like the parent that wasn't really there. But to be fair, why does that happen? I mean, to be fair, that's a whole different other conversation. But just to say a little bit on it in terms of my own perspective, my own opinion, usually it's because the parent that did raise you, maybe, you know what, we'll leave that actually, to be fair, because I feel like that's going to be a very deep dive type of conversation, and maybe something that we can have a conversation about at some point, who knows. But the matter of fact is though, the situation is that he was raised by his mother, but yet he's in this position where he's still disrespectful. Maybe his mom over the years kept bringing different guys after different guys after different guys and seeing how they treat her. And sometimes for some people, if they see how their mothers treat, they will then end up either becoming the men that treat their mother so badly, or they'll become the opposite and they'll become very protective towards women. And it really depends on obviously how that person is affected, because everyone's affected so differently. And that's why we can never say that just because you've been through this experience and I've been through the same one, it doesn't mean that we're both going to turn out exactly the same. You know what I mean? But what doesn't mean is that the perspective that we're going to have may be similar, but at the same time, when we have a conversation, our perspective are going to be very interesting to see why you think the way you think and why you think the way you think. And the matter of fact is there's never necessarily a right or wrong. It's just that obviously we live a life where we all grow up to have different perspective in situations that we've been through that may have been similar. But at the end of the day, other parts of our journey would obviously mold how we're thinking, if you do what I'm saying. That's why for me personally, I'm not quick to say to people, but you're wrong on your perspective. No, I'm quick to be like, you know what? I get your perspective. I understand it. But I'm still going to stick with my one, because I feel like my one is best for me because it's kept me going. You know what I mean? If you want to do if yours keeps you going, it is what it is. There is no loss unless we've got a perspective that is toxic to ourselves, a perspective that brings ourselves down, that stops us from wanting more in life, stops us wanting to keep going in life, you know? And I think when people tell you that your perspective is wrong, but yet you are in a good place in life and you keep going, you don't listen to that. But of course, if you're in a plateau or in a position where your life is going backwards or things are going right, and somebody tells you your perspective needs to be tweaked, of course you should listen, because obviously something needs to be changed. You know, it all really relates to the conversation of anxiety and depression as well. But hey, let's not go into that one if you dig what I'm saying. But anyway, just a very important thing to really add though in this conversation in terms of how he has obviously been affected, because a lot of the times when we judge people for their behavior, we do definitely neglect maybe what they've gone through. But for me personally, I don't bring up what they've gone through to bring it up as an excuse. No, I bring it up to say that, listen, we have choices in life of how we want things to go. He's chosen the route that is pathetic and disgusting, and that's him. There's no excuses for him. So this ain't no cover up, if you dig what I'm saying. But anyway, let's proceed though. And their relationship has definitely been interesting.
What's been up with you though? You still drinking?
I've gotten better.
Yeah, what's been going on with that? Like I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah, my health was getting kind of bad. I found out that I had cirrhosis.
Damn. So what does that even mean?
Well, there's like 4 stages. So there's like stage 1, 2, 3, 4, then cancer, and I'm 4.
So the fact that they're having a conversation right now, and he's talking to his mom obviously about what's going on with her. She's obviously revealed that, you know, she still has that drinking situation, and now she's in a even more sticky situation. But it's interesting because the way he's interacting with his mom, he interacts with her as someone that he actually has respect for, someone that he actually cares for, because that's not how he interacts with Lacey. No, he doesn't give her none of that type of energy whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, it's a good thing that obviously he has he respects his mom. He doesn't look at her like dirt. That's a good thing. And it's a good thing that obviously he wants her to do better, because clearly when she gave that reaction, he was just like, oh man, mom, when are you going to fix yourself? But at the end of the day, this is a sign to say that he does have a heart, he does have a care, or does have a respect for a female, at least anyway. But it's just very hella annoying because, you know, we're never really going to know why necessarily he will always be the way he is to Lacey or any other woman. But hey, maybe someone here in the comment section is a psychiatrist or a therapist or something who can kind of really deep dive and let us know, like, what has happened to him that's made him be so disrespectful to other people, other females, but still be cordial and loving to his mother. But at the end of the day though, his mother's was definitely a part of the problem of why he has become the way he has become. Anyway, let's get into it.
For the most part, I think it's good.
A week ago, he said that he's talking to girls.
Are you serious?
There was like 50 girls in his phone. I'm like, I asked him about it. I'm like, why? He was like, I just send like the same text to like everyone saying, good morning, babe. And then he told
Interesting, isn't it? How his mum is being a snitch, shall I say. I mean, the question is it her place to inform Lacey that Antoine is speaking to other females? I mean, to be fair, the number 50, I'm not too sure where she got that from, because in the episode itself in particular, all Antoine says is that, yes, he's talking to other females, but that's all he's doing. He never said anything about 50 girls, but hey, somehow the mothers obviously added 50 into the conversation, unless that just wasn't filmed. But the matter of fact is, though, why? Why is she snitching, you know? Now, obviously, at the same time, it has been made clear this season that the mum was never a fan of one of his exes neither. But again, though, I feel like it's unclear what the mother's motive was by telling Lacey this, because Lacey's already got serious trust issues, you know what I mean? That's made her low-key unhinged, or maybe flat out just unhinged at certain times. But the matter of fact is, though, why though? That is something that I can't necessarily answer, but let's just see how the rest of this scene plays out, and hopefully that will help everyone really get a gist of what the hell's going on, and maybe you guys can put in the comment section why you think the mother decided to be this person of reason to Lacey, or however you want to call it. But let's get into it though.
through text or whatever.
I don't know if Christy's trying to sabotage our relationship because she wants us to break up.
He's never been faithful to any girlfriend he's ever had.
And then again, I don't know if she's trying to warn me. This is gonna piss me off, you know?
Yeah. And he told me, he's like, I haven't done anything. And I said, well, anybody would be mad about that.
I feel like it's hella disrespectful.
He can be a dirtbag. I shouldn't say that, but I don't know how this is gonna turn out.
This is gonna sound so weird, but like his mother gives me vibes of Tommy from Ghost. You know what I mean? Okay, how Tommy had a mother that he loved dearly, but at the same time she was just a dirtbag. Or she is a dirtbag, not just, she's still alive in the TV show, to be fair. If anyone watches Power or the new one, Power Force, you know what I mean? Which is quite awesome, to be honest with you. But look, that is a question though. The question that Lacey asked is a very good question, very important question. Are you telling me this because you want to help me? Or are you telling me because you want to sabotage things? But to be fair with you, does it really matter why the mom is telling us? Does it matter whether she's trying to warn Lacey or she's trying to just sabotage? It doesn't matter, because to be honest with you, I don't feel like it is the mom's place, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, they are two adults who are in a relationship, and both of them have decided to stay in a very dysfunctional relationship. And to be fair with you, there's been reasons already why they shouldn't be together. So adding this fuel to the fire, is it really going to make much of a difference? No. It's probably just going to make it more toxic, because at the end of the day, we know Lacey has no intentions of ever leaving him. Why? Lord knows why. You know what I mean? But the matter of fact is, in my opinion, personally, I think that the mum should have never said anything, and she just let them to have their relationship, and that's it. But that's just my perspective, because personally, I wouldn't like someone getting involved in my relationship. So that is just where I'm coming from. I'm not saying I'm right, just my perspective, you know what I mean? But like I said before, the good thing about these reality TV shows is that anything that I say, I'll never say as if like, oh, I am right because I'm saying it because I'm the one on the screen. No, I'm just giving you guys my perspective, and then, you know, obviously you feedback in the comment section with your own perspective, you know, and I love that, because it's a good way to really allow my brain to see other people's perspective and then just figure out, oh, do I agree with that one or do I not? Interesting, but I like that. You know what I mean? Because that's how we grow, or at least that's how I grow, and that's how I mature, by really learning more and more about obviously how other people obviously think, and maybe even the reasons why they think like that. But anyway, let's continue.
How are you feeling?
I apologize for having too high of expectations on you.
Too high of expectations? What's the expectations that I didn't do?
For you to, like, love me.
I do love you.
How do you show that?
What do you mean? How did I not? What did I do?
I'm just asking, like, how do you show love?
I don't know. You don't feel love? You don't feel like I love you?
No.
I mean, first and foremost, the way she came in with the expectations, high expectations, is just crazy. That was savage in my opinion. But the question itself, how do you show you love me? I mean, that's a very good question. That is a very good question. And to be honest with you, love is never going to be the same with everyone. Everyone's going to show how they love someone completely different. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of that person noticing and recognizing that person showing them love. You know what I mean? I mean, like, for example, let me give you an example. Let me think real quick off the top of my head. If I'm in a relationship with someone and I love someone, how am I going to show them? I mean, to be honest with you, I'm very in-depth with this stuff, so to be fair, but the first thing that I really need to know, to be honest with you, just not to sway too much away from me, but the first thing that I want to know is actually, what is your love language? Because the matter of fact is, though, we are supposed to love someone based on their love language, and then they're supposed to love us based on our own. But a lot of us in this world, we love someone based on our own love language when it's not even theirs, and that's where we go wrong. That is something that a lot of people actually speak about when they go into therapy anyway. But for me personally, you know, me knowing your love language will definitely help me identify how I could love you, and if I ever could show you love, because I know there's certain love languages that I just can't do. Point blank, period. You know what I mean? And that's when I know, like, yes, it's probably going to be peak for me, you know what I mean? Unless that person's looking to compromise, but I wouldn't want anyone to compromise for me. Now, of course, I'm definitely not going to tell no one my love language, because, boy, if I tell you mine, people will be in the DM saying, so, I hear that this is your love language. Oh, you know what? I am so good at doing that. And the manipulation begins, and then all of a sudden, I end up with an unhinged Lacey. Oh my goodness gracious me, I can't be doing that badness, you know what I mean? But let's remove love language out of the way and keep the answer very simple. How can you show someone you love them? I mean, here's the thing though. How I would normally show someone who love them, it is via my actions. My actions could vary from, if you had a long day at work, I have your meal ready for you. If I can't cook your meal, I can at least have the preparation for your meal ready for you. You know, that's one aspect. If I know you're someone that is looking to change certain parts of your life, I will come up with ideas of how I can support you in that kind of manner. You know, very basic things. You know what I mean? If I know that you like the odd cuddle I know if you go to bed before me, which is more likely can happen as I'm a night owl, when I get in, you're gonna like me to obviously cuddle you before obviously I fall asleep. Little things like that are the kind of things that obviously that I would generally kind of do. You know what I mean? But of course, believe me when I tell you, learn your partner's love languages, because boy, once you know them, you got the key to everything. But don't use them in a negative way, because I know bad people out here, they'll learn someone's love language and then they'll just use it to manipulate them, to be like, yeah, I'm all of this. In reality, they're not. Yeah, it's kind of peak. But anyway, it is a good question, and I think Antoine was supposed to answer the question by just explaining what he has done so far to show her that he loves her. You know, and therefore, if she's missed these things, she can then be like, oh, okay, do you know what? You got a point. You have done those things, and I apologize for not recognizing them. But of course, Antoine hasn't done that, which is why he's looking so confused, like, because Antoine is he's basically a sloth, isn't he? Definitely, you know what? He does remind me of Sloth from Ice Age, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the eyes, and then you can't unsee it. Oh, I'm so mean insulting him like that. Oh well, life goes on. Let's carry on.
To show you that I don't love you. I don't know.
Maybe if I knew how you give love, I could see that. Like,
So what? What are you getting at?
I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to explain it to you. But if you're gonna so what me?
My mom, she always gets involved in all my relationships. And it's messed up. Like, she's supposed to have my back. There's always other girls I've talked to, even certain girls I've talked to all throughout my life. You know what I mean? They're always there. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I would be fine with it if Lacey was doing that. If Lacey just quit being crazy all the time, then I'd be happy.
This fool, I don't give a.
So basically, he wants to be in a poly relationship, because that is the biggest BS I've ever heard in my life. I don't believe that he would want her to be chatting with next man here and there. I mean, maybe he does, but if that's the case, then why didn't he just make that abundantly clear at the beginning of the relationship, saying that, hey man, I'm gonna be talking to girls, and I don't mind if you're talking to guys. You know, I don't mind it. That's the life that I like to live. But no, he hasn't said that. The problem with Antoine is that he likes to keep everything to himself, and then he likes to tell everything, and everything he keeps to himself, he then tells us, obviously in the cutscene. But then when he's obviously obviously when Lacey's attempting to have a conversation with him, he just wants to say anything and everything that's going to gaslight her. And then she's going to try and say anything and everything to gaslight him. But the problem is that he can gaslight her, but she can't gaslight him. Because every time she tries to do it back to him, he just gives a response like, well, you don't need to be here. You can go if you like. And then she's like, damn. And this is the thing, you know, I feel like she's with him because it's the thrill of the challenge of saying, can I finally win him over? You know what I mean? But what happens? What happens if she finally wins him over? What happens if he ends up becoming humble and he becomes respectful? Is she gonna stay with him, or is she then gonna get bored of him? Because there are people out here who love that toxic energy. They love that chase. That chase is what gives them that But those same people are the ones that end up having, God knows how many children by themselves, and then each and every one of those children end up being traumatized. And the oldest one is the one that ends up pretty much becoming the parent, more or less. But hey, the world that we live in, hey, isn't it just so freaking pretty? I really hate it when children get involved. And from what I understand, Lacey, from what I saw earlier, I'm pretty sure I saw this, she's now pregnant with Antoine's child. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I have to double check that. And to be honest, that's just so wrong. So wrong. These two and a kid. If only I could say what I really want to say, but hey, let's continue. There's a little bit more to go and then we're done.
These things for you.
I just don't see.
But then, like, you don't want to tell me how you show love, so I just gotta keep, like just sitting there with look on your face. Like I did something wrong. Like I inconvenienced your life or something. What have I done wrong to you? Like I'm a nobody.
You know that's not right. I don't do that. I'm not gonna do that to you. You know it's more than it is. Obviously, I want to be with you. If I was intentionally trying to hurt you, then I can understand. Like, but I'm not. I feel like I love Lacey. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for, you know what I mean, to try. You know what I mean? Like,
Do you have any other options?
you know, like everybody has other options. You know what I mean? I'm here, man. No, man, we're not doing this tonight. Sorry, but you guys gotta go. Straight up. I'm over this. I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, it's over. We're not doing nothing tonight. We're done. Too much. I'm done fighting. You know what I mean? I'm over fighting. Like, I was trying to have a good time tonight. You know what I mean? And she just ruined it or whatever. I'm over it. How do we take Not everybody's built for relationships, you know? Honestly, I have no plans of getting married at all. I'm just not feeling it. It's not my style. I'd rather just be over with.
And that right there was the last of what we saw from them two, because after that they didn't want to record anymore, which, believe me, was the right choice to do. And to be honest, the fact that marriage was even an option to begin with is actually embarrassing. But I'm happy that Antoine decided to say, you know what, marriage lifestyle just isn't for me, because boy, I got options out here and I'm always going to be using them. And to be honest with you, that is the only mature thing he probably said throughout the whole freaking season. And it was the best choice he ever did. And to be honest with you, Lacey should have really pulled the plug a long time ago. And to be fair, I think on her, and I think really into it's kind of embarrassing that she's not the one who made, it's kind of embarrassing that she wasn't the one to make that choice. Because it should have been her, purely because of everything that he's put her through. But of course, she's put him through, I guess, some things, right? Here or there. I mean, to be fair, the whole faking the letter thing and, you know, all that kind of stuff, that was just unnecessary, wasn't it? But again, that was a reason for her to obviously leave him rather than do that madness. But at the end of the day, though, I really do hope that they do end up sticking they end up not being together. But if the rumors are true of them having a kid now, what can we say? What can we say? But nonetheless, though, thank you so much for your freaking time, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Love After Lockup. When it comes to my views, when it comes to my views of Lacey and Antoine, if you dig what I'm saying, and their very dysfunctional freaking relationship. And I hope a lot of people took notes of how to not be in a relationship. But hey, like, subscribe, and peace.